In this tutorial, we're going to learn how to use the Microsoft Equation Editor to make fancy equations in Microsoft Word. So the first thing we need to do is we need to go in Microsoft Word to the Insert tab. And what we want to do is we want to go all the way over to where it says Equation. And we'll click on Equation. Notice that a space comes up for you to type an equation. Let's say that we wanted to create the equation for a standard deviation, which we know is s sub y. Well, we can start by putting in this script character. This is where you can put in subscripts and superscripts. So we want a subscript. We want s sub y as our left-hand side of the equality. Now, move the cursor all the way to the right and put an equal sign. Next, what we want to do is we want to put in a ratio or a fraction. So notice that that's one of the options that you can use. So we'll put in this fraction. We're just going to put this one. Now in our numerator, we want the sum of the values of y minus y bar squared. And so we're going to put in a summation symbol. So notice here that we have a bunch of large operators to choose from. So we just click on this. We can put in one of the large operators, in this case the summation symbol. Here we'll type in I equals 1 to n being the total number of cases. Now suppose that we wanted to put some brackets here. So you just click on bracket, and the first one is these regular brackets. So we can just type in y minus y, but we need this to be a mean, so we need a y bar overbar symbol over the y. So if we just go to accent, we can add the overbar symbol. And then in our denominator, we want n minus 1, but we're not quite finished. We want this to be squared. So if we just highlight this and again go up to the script portion, we can put in a superscript. And so we can just put a 2 here. And because we're trying to get the standard deviation, if we just highlight this whole thing, we can put a radical symbol. And so now we have the square root of the sum of the values of y minus y by squared divided by n minus 1. That's equal to the standard deviation. And that illustrates how to use several different features of the equation editor. And so we're basically finished here. Okay, another alternative for using the equation editor is to use the old version of the editor. And to access that, go to the Insert tab in Microsoft Word. And once you do that, go up here to Object, and we're going to insert Microsoft Equation. So highlight that and just click OK. And notice that a new space for creating equations comes up. So let's create again the formula for standard deviation. So we're going to type in s sub y, and so here we type the s first, and then we put the subscript later. So here's s sub y. Again, move your cursor all the way over, and then put an equal sign. And now we're going to put in a fraction. And so we're going to put in the same kind of fraction we used last time. And in the numerator, we need a summation symbol. And so we're going to have the sum of I equals 1 to n. We can put in some parentheses like we did before. And then we can have y minus y, and we put an overbar over the y by going here and putting in the overbar. And then we can just square this, again, by putting in a superscript. Oops, we don't want to do that. We just put in the superscript just like that. And then in the denominator, we have n minus 1. And we just highlight the whole thing, put in the radical symbol, and we have our equation. And so we have the square root of the sum of y minus y bar squared divided by n minus 1. And of course, that is our standard deviation.